the weekend, the Mavericks, they did kind of figure some stuff out, maybe. After being 5-7 and just feeling the absolute worst after an embarrassing loss to the Utah Jazz on Thursday night. They beat the Spurs on Saturday, and then a very impressive win in Oklahoma City against the Thunder. Now, granted, the Thunder are dealing with, a ton of different injuries, obviously, to their front court. I just think naturally the Mavericks are going to have a huge, huge size advantage against a team like this currently, and they did. But, no Chet, obviously, for the foreseeable future for the Thunder. No Isaiah Hartenstein. He'll be back somewhat soonish, I would have to imagine. No Jay Will. So they're very, very small. The Mavericks were without Luka Doncic. So the Mavericks pull out a win in OKC. They win by 2 points. It got very uncomfortable there. I want to say that the score wasn't as close because the Mavericks were up by 10 points with a minute 13 left. And then just everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But it's hard to say that when Lou Dort did attempt a shot at the end to win the game. So I can't fully say that this game wasn't really as close as the final score may have indicated. Because again, the Thunder found themselves in a position. Now, granted, it was a prayer. It was a prayer Mickey Mouse 3-point attempt by Lou Dort. If that had gone in, I would have probably never watched basketball again. But he did put it up. He did attempt it. And had it gone down, it would have won the game. A really impressive win for the Mavericks. They had a great game plan entering this game. They utilized their very, very big size advantage that they did have. P.J. Washington had 27 points, 7 of 13 from the field, 10 of 10 from the free throw line, 17 rebounds, 6 of those offensive rebounds. The Mavs as a team had 18 offensive rebounds. This is going to be a problem for this Thunder team. As they like wait for their size to get back. These bigger teams are going to take advantage of them. Gafford had 8 offensive rebounds as well. So you had 2 guys combined to have 14 offensive rebounds. They're like 2 guys combined doubled up your entire team total for offensive rebounds. PJ versus the Thunder or Miles Turner versus the Mavs? I think PJ versus the Thunder is probably the biggest one. Miles Turner at least is like, he makes a lot of money. He's made a lot of money in the NBA. Like, Miles Turner's been a good NBA player. And that's not to say P.J. Washington hasn't been a good NBA player. Obviously, he has. But P.J. just turns into, like, this fucking beast. Turns into this monster. I think the Mavs had more offensive rebounds than the Thunder had defensive rebounds. Close. They out-rebounded the Thunder by, my God, let's do some quick math here. 25. And by 25, I mean 24. 24 more rebounds as a team. Absolutely insane. I think Grimes and Hardy are looking more comfortable. Yeah, Hardy looked really good last night. This was one of Jaden Hardy's more impressive performances he's had this season at least. 10 off the bench, 3 of 7 from the field. But it was getting downhill. It was attacking. I'm sorry, I read the wrong stat line. 13 points, 6 of 9 from the field. It was getting downhill. It was attacking the rim. And that's exactly what the Mavs needed, not just out of him, but out of their guards last night. Be aggressive, get to the rim, finish at the rim. They don't have size. This Thunder team didn't have the size to contest. So get downhill and get to the rim. PJ was great. Obviously, we talked about him. Kyrie, I thought, had a really good game as well. 23 points, 9 of 18, 6 assists. Not the greatest stat line. Like, without Luka in a game like this, you would think that in order to win, the Mavs would have to rely on Kyrie Irving heavily. But the Thunder take it away. This is a tough matchup for Kyrie. They send a ton of help. They send a ton of double teams. And Kyrie's not like Luka, where Luka, when he's really going, Luka's like, I don't give a fuck if you're double teaming me. I'm going to get to my spot. I'm going to score, and then I'm going to, have 15 assists tonight. Kyrie's more of a, hey, I'm attracting the attention of the defense. Like, you guys kind of do your thing. And that's what Kyrie did. And then he had a couple of scoring flurries that really, really helped out the Mavericks when they desperately needed some scoring. Clay was 1 of 11. He's up and down, man. It was a rough one last night. A lot of open looks that he didn't convert. You're going to have to live with games like these from Klay Thompson. Only 25 minutes. So that's the thing. The Mavericks can live with games like these. Like that's what I've been saying about Klay is it's like the Mavericks don't need him to be prime Klay. That's not who the Mavericks need him to be. They need him to hit open threes And they're able and built to survive if Clay doesn't pop off. Like the Warriors team really wasn't last year. That's where a lot of problems, popped up. But this Mavericks team can survive a rough Klay Thompson outing. But the final minute and a half of this game, holy Moses. I mean, the Mavericks just poop-eated and pee-peed all over their pants. Just insane. How many turnovers? 4 turnovers in their last 5 possessions. The one thing, you're up 10. You know this Thunder team's going to ramp up the intensity defensively. They already generate so many turnovers, but you know they're really going to go for it. The Mavericks said, all right, the only way we can lose this game is by turning the ball over a bunch. Well, here we go. Hey, guys, buckle the fuck up. The worst was Najee throwing it to Lively. Yeah, a couple of them were Jaden Hardy, who, not really out there in these big moments and stuff like that. Loose with his dribble, J-Dub steals it. The Najee pass to Derek Lively was just one of the more insane things I've seen. The Kyrie Irving turnover at the end. Did he get fouled? Absolutely, he got fouled. But the Kyrie Irving turnover there at the end, kind of uncharacteristic. Like, he breaks the press, gets up court. Kyrie's usually such a smart player, but yet he dribbles it to the baseline, basically, and then picks up his dribble in, like, one of the worst spots imaginable. Tim Jenkins guitar with the 2. Should Najee or Grimes start over Clay? No, I think you ride it out with Clay for the time being. Najee, I really like Najee coming off the bench and being a ball handler off the bench. Like, I think that's why you go out and get a guy like that. And that's how you maximize what Najee Marshall brings to the table. Kyrie is the worst whistle in the league, bro. Yeah, Kyrie's whistle's notoriously terrible. I will agree with that. Absolutely. And Najee PJ give you some real big spacing problems. And I think even Grimes does, because I don't know how much teams respect Grimes from 3. Where Clay does give you a ton of spacing. Gives you a ton of spacing. So anyways, a really impressive win for this Mavericks team. The Thunder, Shea was incredible in this game, 36 points. Anytime he got to a spot, I felt like he was making it. I will say, the PJ Washington did a great job against them. Iztok had a stat like this. Let me go find it. Where the Second Spectrum, if any of you guys have access to Second Spectrum or know how to get access to Second Spectrum sports, these super in-depth stats, please reach out to me. I want them. But this is from Iztok. According to Second Spectrum tracking data, in 25 half-court matchups where PJ was the primary defender on SGA, the Thunder superstar scored just 2 points. In 25 half-court matchups, 2 points. In 54 matchups against other Mavericks defenders, SGA scored 33 points. So there you have it. PJ Washington was one of the few guys who was actually able to, stop Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a little bit. The Mavericks also switched up their defensive coverage on him in the second half of the game. But it was a great game from Shai. J-Dub made some things happen as well, 27 points. Did Mark Daigneault really have to educate the refs at the end of the game? Yes, he pretty much had to tell the refs the rules about advancing the ball out of a timeout. The end of this game was such a complete and total shit show. But the Mavericks get a huge